Recording in progress.
Hi, welcome back again to Cereal Box Stories after quite a long hiatus. That's Cereal Box Stories, the stories in 5-minute boxes. And here we are with part 6 of Giantkiller in Heroes in Training. Don't start that again! I'm Phil, remember? No, Phil, said Jack. What were you doing before you went to sleep? Jack remembered that, a feat he thought he could be quite proud of, considering that he was being awakened by an angry talking cow in the middle of the night. I hid the beans, Phil. Jack couldn't see very well, but it occurred to him that sunlight had never streamed through holes in the roof while it was pitch dark out before. You hid the... Phil broke off in a splutter. Oh, gods, you didn't. You did. This is all your fault. It's all my fault, and you don't even remember because of my spell. You planted the beans right in their top agent safe house. I should have told you to swallow the bloody things. You might be dead, but I'd feel better. Slowly, Jack arose from bed and walked to where Phil's head poked through the window. The rest of the window was opaque blackness. He had heard of darkness so thick you could cut it, but he had never pictured the darkness as being green, nor with little veins running up the side. Jack, said Phil in tones of dead calm, come outside. She withdrew her head from the window, and sunlight burst through the space she had been. The green surface curved away from the spot. Jack went out. The snores from the other room of the house told him his mother was still asleep, which Jack considered all for the best. The beanstalk obscured a great portion of Jack's personal sky before it disappeared into the clouds. Half the house's roof was missing, pushed aside by the lowest leaves. Jack stared in wonder, mouth hanging open. There's a bean sitting in the dungeons of the Emperor, said Phil in a dead voice. It's being studied by archmages, alchemists, and the wisest of the wise. It would have been planted in secret, where the giants would never have known. Better still, we could have learned how to kill it, just in case they ever managed to plant one. With a visible effort, she pulled herself together. All right, Jack, our one plan lies in surprise. You have to climb up there and see whether the giants have assembled an invasion force. How will I know it's an invasion force? Phil was frothing at the mouth. Because they'll be 40 feet tall and have swords the size of Castle Gatehouse towers. An invasion force of bloody giants is not a clan bloody destined operation. Phil visibly calmed herself down. If they have, then just get back down here. You can't do anything. I'll run back to town and see if I can raise the local garrison. We may be able to delay them. She sighed, then continued. But if they haven't, Jack, it's time for you to be a hero. Well, to try at least. What makes the giants really dangerous, besides being 40 feet tall and having swords the size of gatehouse towers, yes, besides that, they have the golden harp. The golden harp? Jack asked fearfully. Though not precisely bright, Jack had already figured out that nouns with audibly capital letters were dangerous things. The golden harp unifies the giants. Alone, they're dangerous brutes. Marching to the music of the harp, they're actually an effective army. We don't know why. Jack struggled for thought. But why do the giants want to invade us? Don't they have all the gold? Food, said Phil chillingly. Jack thought about this. But couldn't we just trade them, say, beef for gold? Not if I have anything to say about it, said Phil. Now climb up there. Climb? To the land of the giants? Jack was not completely familiar with the territory of fear, as the entrance requirements generally included more imagination than he possessed, but he was learning the lay of the land fast. I don't think that's such a good idea. The roof will need fixing, you see. Mum's dead set on roofs for houses. Phil's horn struck so fast that Jack wasn't really aware of pain. Suddenly he simply found that he'd levitated 10 feet in the air and was grasping a vine frantically with one hand and rubbing himself down somewhat lower with the other. Further down he saw Phil, horns pointed skyward and looking determined as only a cow can look. He considered what loomed above. He considered what waited below. He heard stirring from the house. One thing was to be said for the land of giants, Jack considered as he climbed. Mum wasn't in it. Okay, that's it for Cereal Box Stories, Part 6, and we'll just be trying to make this a little bit more consistent as time goes on. If that beginning was a little abrupt for you, go back and listen to Part 5. And as always, as the werewolf said, like and subscribe.